listening to, watching, hearing, smelling, tasting, and feeling sex, drugs, and skincare. Like and subscribe. Hey, welcome back to Sex, Drugs, and Skincare. I'm your host, Nikki Davis, licensed comedian, stand-up esthetician. And
I just renewed my car registration.
What?
I just renewed my car registration.
You did?
Yeah. You're talking about licensing and stuff. I just want to let you know I finally did it. I got the smog check.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. It felt good putting it on there, on the sticker on there.
So they give you a sticker to put on the registration that they already sent you. So you've been registered, like...
No, they sent you the registration. Now, before it was like you pay it and then they give you like a half. You have to get your car smogged and then they scan it and then they send you the registration sticker to put on there.
Okay.
They'll take the money first, always.
Always.
And then they send you a sticker. When you put your registration on your car,
Yeah.
do you just put it on there or do you like cut it?
I have you do it.
Okay, that's right. I've always just put it on there and then cut it because my dad always he's like, oh, because that way if somebody tries to take it off, they can't.
Right. They can't, exactly.
Yeah. So I always do that. I wonder if anybody else does that.
I think my dad used to do that.
Yeah. Let's have people call in and tell us. Yeah. I have a feeling no one's going to call because I think I'm the only one who does this. But your dad did that?
I think so, yeah.
It makes sense. So like a razor or something?
Yeah. Because he had a lot of cars that had a lot of registering that he would have to do.
To them.
To them. Registering to do the bit.
Yeah.
With me today, my co-host.
Oh, me.
Sandro Yocolano.
Hey, Nikki.
I feel like I want to give you a little bit of a slap, just to wake you up a little bit. I feel like you got a little bit of a
sleepy,
a haze. Yeah.
No, I feel good.
You feel good?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel good. I feel hazy. It's nice. Yeah, I'm just. It's all starting to come back to me.
Okay, good.
I haven't podcasted for a week, so sometimes that in between time, it's like just, save it for the podcast.
All right. Yeah, we haven't spoken since last week.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of.
It's been an uncomfortable few.
It has been,
7 days.
And we save it. I think maybe talking a little bit more, but not all of it, obviously, because save it for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But we talk a little more. That might give us a little more rhythm for the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk.
You know what's funny is when you were saying all that stuff,
you were thinking about something else.
I was totally thinking about something else.
That's the beauty of the human brain. Yeah.
I don't even remember what I was thinking about. That's how important it was.
But enough to remember to comment on what you were thinking about something else. Completely.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking about it would be cool if I snuck over there, right? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times we have the guest who's sitting over on the 100-year-old couch,
yep.
Saying, making comments or chewing into the microphone. A la Nikki Bon. And but today,
is she Muslim?
Why?
Oh, I think you said a la Nikki, but no, I'm sorry, forget it.
No. And we don't have an actual guest today.
Mm-hmm.
But Sandra's going to be my guest today.
Why did you even bring it up? We should have let them figure it out on their own.
Sorry, I didn't know.
I think maybe halfway through they would have been like, "Wait, how come there's no guest coming on?" And then maybe at the very end, they're like, "Hold on, let's just keep watching." And then the show ends, and the guest never came on. And then at the very end, we're like, "Oh, we forgot to bring the guest on."
Yeah, it was going to be somebody really cool too. Joe Rogan was coming on the show, but we forgot to bring him in. Remember, we did that on the other podcast.
Yeah, well, he just recently paid for a tunnel to be built from Austin to Los Angeles, Calabasas, and so they're going to be tunneling all the way underground.
That's amazing. I believe you.
Yeah, and Elon Musk is going to. I think he's doing something. Mm-hmm. It's boring or something like that. Not very. It's not exciting, but it's a boring company.
Yeah.
But it does its job.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a must. Exactly. Elon Musk.
It's a Musk.
It's a Musk. He's that's such a fascinating
face.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I don't want to bag on anybody's face, but except for maybe
you
put a bag.
Yeah. Oh, that's what that means.
Yeah.
You don't want to bag on someone's face unless they need it.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. That's very positive.
Yeah.
You're not going directly for the asphyxiation.
No. If you described the person Elon Musk was and you removed the bag to reveal the face, I definitely wouldn't. I would be surprised by what I saw.
Yeah. He looks like a musk.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like a mollusk, but he's on land.
He also reminds me of the Family Guy guy.
Which one?
The main guy that.
Oh, Seth MacFarlane.
I don't know why, but he reminds me of Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah.
Maybe it's his vibe. It's
Could be the vibe. Yeah. I feel like everything that they're about to say takes a while to come out, or it's like being scripted 4 different times, and it's like, hey man, just be yourself, and he's like, of course I am.
I didn't get laid in high school, so that's probably
yeah.
why.
But they're working hard and they're making good stuff.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I talked. I don't like.
No,
to talk
you're not.
shit.
You're not talking shit. Why are you talking shit?
Okay.
It's just an opinion.
Yeah.
You're not going to sway anybody.
No, that's true. I don't even have an opinion. That's the thing. I don't even have an opinion.
I still love Joe Rogan. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care if I say I don't. I still love him. Some days I'm like, I don't like that guy, but I know the truth. Leave it alone.
You're just walking around telling people things that aren't true.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, I must believe it, but I also believe that I don't believe it. So who's to believe? Who's to know what to think?
That's really like just a snake eating its own face.
Yeah. Well, it becomes unhinged. Like the jaw comes up. As long as the snake's mouth can open, it doesn't care what it puts in there. It needs something.
Yeah.
If it breaks down, it breaks down. If not, then it doesn't. So.
Can you take the back of a snake's tail off and then it grows back?
I think so.
Yeah. Like segments?
I believe, I think there's maybe like only so much. I guess you can't cut like right at the back of his head and be like, all right, let's whoop. But I don't know.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Just the head.
There's a head just
waiting for the body to grow back out.
Yeah, and he's like, I can't go. Yeah,
he had a bad haircut.
Yeah, whatever happens to a snake, they usually like to stay indoors for like 2 weeks because it's like, when you get a bad haircut or you're waiting for your eyebrows to grow back. Your eyebrows to bro back.
Yeah,
Sorry. Brow back. Sorry. I forgot about that. But no, I don't think that I remember what you were talking about either.
I don't either. But you know what I was going to say about the guest situation is that I was going to go get, there's a mic that goes on next door, the Witty Titties mic.
Michael.
And I was going to grab, if I knew anybody in there, grab somebody out of there. And Rosalie Mayu came up in my mind and she was on the list, but she already bailed. So I'm waiting for a DM, but I think by the time she responds to this, she's going to be halfway down to, wherever she lives.
Absolutely. Yeah, probably. Well, hopefully that Angela, what's her name? Maya Angelou will be next door because then we can get her on the podcast.
She talks too slow for this podcast.
She talks too slow and everything's poetic and it's like, yeah, we know you're brilliant.
You're smart.
You're
amazing.
Unbelievable. Yeah, she had a great calendar though. The Mayan Angelou calendar. Everybody
followed that for a long time.
For a long time, like in the middle of like, there were no like GPSs, there were no overhead projectors, there was barely flashlights, but the Mayans were able to map out the universe just by walking, but just by existing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is actually amazing.
Yeah, just and then we got the internet and we haven't done anything at all.
Nothing.
We just expect it to be done for us.
Yeah.
I yell at my phone a lot. And that I moved past wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck's your problem?
I think you moved past that many, many moons ago.
Oh, yeah. As soon as they were invented.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's terrible.
Oh, someone's coming in. I thought we could grab another guest. I thought someone was coming in and I was going to go grab him. But yeah, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
You know what else is fascinating?
Talk to me.
Our subject.
Oh my God, we have one?
Yes, we do. And do you know what it is?
I don't. I was going to ask you, but I wanted to wait because I figured you would have told me if you wanted me to know.
I did this for you.
Okay.
Okay. What is it? It's just kidding.
You must have really studied.
No. Our subject today is high fructose corn syrup.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and how it affects your body, your skin, why it's bad. It's bad. And Sandro's been you've been taking it out of your diet. Yeah,
I just everything. If I have anything like sugar or whatever is in it, I just try to eliminate that, and then eventually eliminate the sugar part, which is kind of happening on its own. I just whatever's in there. It kind of makes me pay attention to what's on the label and what's in the stuff, and then also like if I have ice cream, there's only like a certain amount of ice cream I can have, so it automatically like whittles down what I can have, and then I have to really like that stuff to eat it if I want to.
It's like when you're a vegan and you just basically become anorexic because there's nothing left.
There's nothing you can eat. Yeah. Well, there's no. Well, there's no high fructose corn syrup in cheese pizzas. So anything salty.
It might be though in
they put in the sauce sometimes.
Yeah.
I definitely check it out first.
You have to check.
Yeah.
That and hydrogenated oils.
That and like going to like places like I was like, oh, let me go to Starbucks, and I'm like, yeah, but that's loaded with there. There's no way that Starbucks doesn't, a huge corporation like that, they're gonna cut costs as much as they can. So
if it has a commercial for it, it probably has bad stuff in it.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good point. Like stuff at like Trader Joe's doesn't have it on there, but they don't have commercials, at least not as of yet. I mean, I may saw like an audio or heard like a radio commercial once or something, but yeah, I don't know. It's cool to like, cause I'm like, now I'm like, yeah, well, I'm just not going to go to that place. Cause every time I go to Starbucks, I'm not like, yeah, I'm excited.
No, that's the reason why I don't ever order anything from them, because I know it's going to be like, and then I know I'm going to feel like shit because your body deals with it in a different way. Cause it's so regular sugar or glucose, I guess, is, regular sugar cane is made of 2 sugar molecules, and they're together with fructose in equal amounts.
Okay. And fructose is the natural, like, sweeten of like fruit, or is that,
that's a good question.
I'm thinking of suctose.
Suctose?
Yeah,
I think it's just the
suctose.
molecules that are in sugar. Suctose.
Well, if you're into it.
I'm into you doing it. To me. High fructose corn syrup does still contain glucose and fructose, but it's not a 50-50 ratio. It's a 55-45 ratio with more fructose.
Okay.
And so your body deals with it in a different way, right?
So it's sweeter than sugar, or it's like not sweeter, but like it
breaks down faster.
It breaks down faster?
Yeah, because there's no chemical bond, and so you don't need to digest it before it hits your bloodstream. Like it's just immediately absorbed into your blood.
Oh, wow.
Goes right to your liver.
Okay.
Right? And that's when people get the fatty liver.
Fatty liver. Yeah, that makes sense.
And it affects your triglycerides and your cholesterol.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that like it had such a huge effect on that.
It touches everything. That's the crazy thing.
So wait, it's so because it's not in the right balance, it spikes it, or it spikes your sugar, or it goes in your heart or your bloodstream faster?
Yeah, because so say you have raw sugar. It takes a minute for your body to break it down because it's got the 2, different, molecules in there, and then it processes it, and then it's more slowly, not slowly, but it will raise your blood sugar a little, and then it comes back down. But high fructose corn syrup, and this is why you always feel like shit after you eat it, is because if you eat enough of it, or just if you eat it, it goes up immediately, and then it crashes down immediately, and then you're trying to find that. And we talked about that with Candida before.
Like the yeast buildup.
Yeah,
like
but it's like how your body craves it. So now your body's trying to get back to that high glucose level.
Okay.
In your blood.
Oh, that makes sense. It's crazy too, because like when you think about it, like I do think of the sweetest possible things. Like when they put it in, it's always, if there's caramel, if there's any kind of a sauce or like a syrup, whatever, the cheapest way to make that shit and to make it the sweetest is to, like to use the corn syrup or the high fructose corn syrup. And that's like, and I guaranteed it's always in there when that's the case. But if it's like, I've noticed that what if it's like just like chocolate or whatever chocolate polymer they use, it's like they can get away with just using like, they use like glucose syrup. Right. It's like simple syrup.
Simple syrup.
So which is just basically just, like, what is that?
I think it's just with water, isn't it? And then you just cook it down so that you can pour it. Water and sugar. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
And so, but and even just corn syrup itself, the corn isn't good either to use.
No.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's no reason to use, corn wasn't typically used to sweeten anything before. Like you wouldn't be like, oh, put some corn in it, it'll sweeten it, like you'd have to actually distinguish corn from sweet corn. Like there was a difference between them.
Yeah.
But yeah, put some corn in there.
That'll sweeten right up your coffee.
Yeah. Ooh, add a sugary turd. Put some corn in there. But it'd be so funny to pour corn in your coffee. That's hilarious.
You would drink corn and coffee? Yeah.
Oh no, this is cream corn. It's gonna get too sweet.
It's cream corn.
Cream corn is too sweet, and it's not gonna. That's the high fructose version of regular corn.
It's cream corn.
Cream corn. It's like it just hits your people like inject it into their veins. They're like, oh god, because they get like sugar rushes.
That's amazing.
At least they do it in like Midwest states.
In the Midwest.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of times you see a lot of that stuff. Like, like when you go to Walmart, everything has it in there. Everything has hydrogenated. Anything in it, it's all loaded with preservatives too, because it's like it's going to sit on that shelf until it gets sold or sent back to the company.
Yeah.
They're not going to risk putting a bunch of fresh stuff out there that's going to go bad.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's all going to be stuff that can stay on the shelf. That's going to be whatever. And it's going to like, it's like when they sell you tires and the dates and they're like, oh, these are 6 years old,
Yeah. No one's ever used them, but they're still 6 years old.
But they're 6 years old. Exactly. So they've had some.
So good luck.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just it's bizarre to like kind of break it down like that, but it's in a lot of shit. It's like soy is in so much stuff. Yeah. So I don't know.
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to it eventually.
When people get off of the high fructose corn syrup, and I want to know if you tell me, I can see a difference in you, but even just taking away 90% and leaving 10%.
Yeah.
The first thing people notice is that their mood is better. I'm not sure if that's the case with you or not. And their pores seem tighter.
Mm.
Do you experience that? I don't think you had a lot of big pores.
No, I mean, I could like stick a finger in some of my pores a couple of times, but like now I can't even. I can barely. It doesn't even make sense that I could even do it to begin with. Like, look how much bigger my finger is in my pores.
It's not working anymore.
So it's not going to work. So I think it's the corn. Getting rid of the corn syrup shrunk them.
Yeah.
And then mood. As far as mood stuff, I noticed that if I have sugar the next, like if I have sugar the night before, or whatever. Like if I treat myself, sometimes I'll have a day where I'm awake.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I probably have to reward myself and have some sugar at the end of the night. So I'll do that. And if it's not corn syrup, if it's just sugar or whatever else, like I notice it, but the next day it doesn't really affect me. I don't get like...
You don't get like the...
Like moody or annoyed or whatever.
Essentially.
It is a hangover. I would wake up with... My eyes felt super puffy.
Well, and yeah, it does a lot of bad shit to your body. And so it's going to feel like a hangover. I mean, we were just saying it goes to your liver.
Yeah.
Right? So that's going to affect your everything.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because that's with alcohol, basically, just all the sugars get into your liver. And
it's supposed to decrease your appetite when you stop eating it too. And a lot of times people's waist will get smaller.
Poop
because
or like their waistline?
Yeah, both. No,
okay.
their waistline.
Okay.
Because that kind of high... like high blood sugar going up and down like that will cause stomach fat.
Okay. It just makes like a deposit because basically it just...
I don't know, but it makes you produce, maybe it's because it produces cortisol and then you get that visceral fat that goes underneath your guts, which is not, there's fat that goes on top of your stomach.
Yeah. That's the visceral fat?
No,
that's regular?
Yeah. And so like as people get older, especially men, like in their 50s, you can see they've got that visceral, that big belly that just like...
Yeah.
They're not fat.
But they're stupid. It's really hard.
It's really hard. Like almost like they're pregnant.
Yeah.
It's a very distinct look.
Yeah. But isn't that like... that? Whenever I look, it's definitely a distinct look. When I see that, I just think like someone who's continually like keeping that up. Is that right?
What, their diet?
No, like, yeah, the same thing. Like, whatever they're eating, they're keeping doing it. So you have to keep it, like, you're keeping it going that much where it still stays that hard or whatever. Or,
Well, they're not changing enough to make any kind of a difference in their body.
Okay.
I mean, people get so stuck in their ways. It's like, well, I've done this my whole life, so this is just what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do that. You could change your life.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, too, because, like, I mean, unless you gain everything really, really, gain a lot of weight and you don't move, like, you don't really notice the pain on your knees or whatever because it's all gradual.
Right.
It's all gradual, or like your body doesn't affect itself until you like start to like try to do something and you exert yourself, and then you get winded, and then when you get winded, you don't have as much coordination. That's when you can like hurt yourself, and
this is depressing.
Yeah, it's really depressing. That's why I'm only smoking high fructose corn syrup. That's what this is. And once it distillates, you can just it doesn't hurt you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but other than that, I don't have as much sugar as I did before, for sure. After cutting down the high fructose, I'm even like my sugar cravings alone are like kind of like
you can feel the difference in your sugar cravings.
Yeah, because now it's like if I want something, I don't have to have tons of them. Like before, it was like I would have now I can just have like something sweet and I'll be done with it. Or I can just have like 20 peanut butter cups.
Let's be real.
Just 20 peanut butter cups, or sometimes none.
It's in everything too. I mean, they even put it in like salad dressing. You're like, oh, cool, I'm having a salad. They give it to kids for breakfast. Like in their breakfast cereals. Oh,
Totally. Breakfast cereals, whatever, like Go-Gurt bullshit that they... Yeah. Hey, does your child need... Here, have some yogurt for kids. Because the kids they have to have help taking shit. They have to help taking shits. Yeah, all that stuff is just loaded. But nobody knows it, so everybody just thinks it's whatever, and then they go along, It's so entrenched. Even sugar itself is like no one knows that it's terrible for you. or if they do, they're just like, you know.
Yeah,
and the whole thing about
you
like
can't control everything.
Yeah, and what you eat is the last thing people even associate with your mood, with anything, with like, you know, like with presidents that eat McDonald's all the time and their blood sugar's crashing. Yeah, you want them in office making
on
decisions.
Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so funny how like, but no one cares about that because no one's like, you know, it's like, what are you gonna do?
I feel like maybe the next generation of people will be more in touch with that.
People know next generation of living beings that exist after humans will be I think in touch
after
with
they
it.
restart again. What else do I have up there? What does it do to your body? Well, okay, so insulin resistance, and that is because your body produces a lot of insulin to you know, to combat the sugar. You know, you need the insulin and you need the sugar. You know what I mean? If you inject somebody with insulin and they don't have sugar, they're going to have a reaction, like a diabetic reaction.
Okay.
So it goes with the same thing. So, but if you keep doing the insulin, like your body just keeps pumping it out, your body's just like starts to resist it, and then it keeps pumping it out more, and it tells your body, hang on to the fat.
Oh, because it needs to. Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah.
When we talk about insulin, I get a little nose. I used to snort insulin back in the 80s, so it gives me like a little bit of
insulin.
Oh, yeah.
Get an eighth of insulin.
It was a Humalog. It was like a little log of, and you put it in your nose.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Some people do it with Coke. I do it with insulin.
Yeah, it gets to your pancreas faster.
Yeah, exactly. Can't be a pancreas in the ass. Go ahead. What were we saying about the?
Well, I was just saying that it affects your, and that's another reason why people are like really super obese in some of those places where they eat a lot of it. It's been estimated. This is from some studies that I read that nearly 60% of the adult population is overweight, and it's because, and I guess, and with type 2 diabetes, which we are causing ourselves.
Yeah,
you don't have to have type 2 diabetes. I'm not judging you. A little bit. 60%
sounds like a good number. If you went by Walmart statistics, that would be 93% of people are.
Yeah.
Whoever works there, I'm not even. This is whatever. I mean, we live in California, but yet when you walk into a Walmart, everyone has a Southern accent, and they're huge.
Yeah.
Because like that's the thing, but like everything in there has it because it's cheap.
Yeah.
And that's just people don't have that. They don't have. You know, they don't have care. They don't care.
This sounds really judgmental, but my dad took me to when we were in Arkansas.
Why is it judgmental? It's exactly what it is.
Well,
There's nothing but white flour
yeah.
there. Yeah.
It is. We went to Golden Corral. Oh my God. And it made me anorexic because I couldn't look at all of there was pudding bars and meat bars and just
you don't
so
like
much
cheese
waterfalls
syrup?
Yeah.
You don't like cheese liquid?
I mean, you can just imagine them bringing it in these vats, but the people that were coming in because they're on fixed incomes, and so they give them like a membership that it's they were bringing them in
a membership to a buffet. Okay, I'm sorry.
So that's how they would eat.
Yeah,
and they would be in their wheelchairs with their oxygen tanks.
Yep.
Really like couldn't walk by themselves, lowered down and wheeled into the Golden Corral. Yeah. And then I would immediately go and get a bowl of garbanzo beans, and that's all I would have for dinner.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't eat. I can't be in that environment, and it just makes me like anxious to even watch it.
I had a similar that I witnessed, which is like just it wasn't the whole buffet subscription is ridiculous. But like there was like this Chinese restaurant I went to. It was like I think it was just buffet. It was just, all you can eat. It was like super cheap. It was in Florida. So it was like $5 for and there was a table with this couple, a very, very large couple, huge couple. They took more space than the restaurant thought that people would take. That's how big, big word. Yeah. And I'm not making fun of restaurants. I think restaurants are fucking incredible, and they have to be there. So if you want to bag on restaurants for serving people like that, go to the Better Business Bureau. But so they were sitting there, and they both had oxygen tanks in, and they were eating food, and both of them at different times took their plate, pushed it to the side, and to their kids. By the way, they had three little kids there, probably between 5 and 8, something like that, 5 and 9 or whatever. And they would tell their kids, "Go get mommy another plate. Go get daddy another plate."
Wow, they couldn't even be bothered to walk over there.
No, because
they probably couldn't.
They had scooters next to them, but they were sitting in their scooters while they were eating because But anyway, at that point, it's just like, okay, just go for it.
People that they sit in the booths You can't sit in the booths, right?
People that sit in booths.
People. What do you mean? Another way to say what? Oh, because they have to have the booth, right?
Yeah.
There must be a lot of booths.
They wouldn't. They weren't going to
corral.
fit. These people weren't going to fit in booths.
They're not going to fit on a chair, though.
No, they're going to fit.
Really
they're going to fit in a corral.
Yeah,
that's what you just. Well, the golden corral is not. It's the chair.
I mean, it does have it does imply like a feed bag. Yeah.
I absolutely understand what it's like to like want to eat all that food. I've kind of struggled with my weight my entire life.
Well, yeah. What's your heaviest you've ever been?
250.
Okay.
And I'm 5'5", 5'6". So
that's a lot for that size of person.
Yeah, that's
and
a lot.
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of fat. You know, it's like there's no muscle, like
so fat. I'm just kidding.
And I've gone to buffets constantly. There was a stretch of my life where I'd go to buffets, eat as much as I could. Then my friends and I would go in the parking lot and vomit it all up because we thought it was cool.
See, so you know from what you know we're talking about from experience.
Yeah,
we don't have to look at a data bank from the GenBank where I'm looking up all of our information. I can just ask
by the way, I get all my information from a sperm bank. I figure that's the best place, the genesis of
Me too. I'm very informed
Phil Collins
by
and
sperm bank.
Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yeah, sperm bank is very good. That's where it's online banking.
Yeah.
I have it on my phone. But no, I don't know.
I've got mine in savings.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
Overdraft, just in case you use too much sperm.
Well, you want to gain interest every month on your sperm. If you have a checking account, then it's just wasted. You're not gaining any interest. People are like, ugh, I have no interest in that guy's
Sometimes
sperm.
it's on auto pay.
Yeah, where you just like have
You're just sitting there and just goes.
Yeah, sometimes. Well, this year I had a loss on my crypto, but I had a gain on my sperm, so it kind of worked out.
It's
So my bits my bits and coins are fine.
That's nice. Oh yeah, your bits.
My bits.
Yeah, your bits.
Yeah, I don't remember what we were talking about.
Well, we were talking about the Golden Corral, really.
Yeah,
and we're not sponsored by the Golden Corral.
We're not. We're sponsored by no buffets in general.
Yeah,
but I've had I pretty much. I mean, I'm not gonna say I've had everything because there's serious shit people deal with and but I've vomited up a lot of food. I've had that thing where I try to lose weight in some way. Whatever I'm thinking, I won't eat food or I'll eat only specific amounts of food. Drink water.
Yeah.
I didn't have a very steady diet growing up or a regimen or practices. And I would do a lot of unhealthy shit and try to lose weight or just lean into it and then go to buffets and be like, fuck it. Knowing that my friends were going to do the same thing. And I'm like, hey man, we'll just enjoy this 30 minutes.
Were they also large like you?
Yeah, my friend, I have a couple of friends. Yeah, they were big. One of my friend Andrew and my other friend Kevin were we'd go to buffets and it was just it was just a known thing. We'd be do that and
it's like getting high.
Yeah, it was. That was our we got together and ate food together. And that was our little circle of doing drugs.
Wow.
That and we did drugs.
And you did drugs,
but no, we didn't. Back then, I don't think I did. I think I maybe smoked a little bit of weed, but I was just eating food. That was my thing.
I used to steal candy. I've mentioned on the way to school, on the way to junior high. My friend Donette and I, we would ride our bikes.
Is this statute of limitations?
For yes, candy? Yeah. Ralph's is.
Okay, if you stole Airheads, there's no statute of limitation on stealing Airheads.
Why not?
Because people forget Airheads. They forget about
they forgot
the law
already.
So they don't keep anything. But yeah. But you would go to Ralph's on the way to school?
Yeah, on the way to school, we would fill up our backpacks with those big economy.
If you're not familiar with Ralph's is, it's a grocery store that was referenced in Big Lebowski that really exists.
By the way, it has no apostrophe. You were just mentioning.
Yeah, no apostrophe. None of them. None of them have apostrophes.
How many Ralphs do you need? It's Ralph's.
Ralph's.
It's
Ralph's. It's not Ralph's. It's Ralph's.
Ralph's.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, put an E on there.
Or in a V. Ralph's.
Oh, Ralph's.
Yeah.
Like roofs.
Yeah, maybe they don't want to be possessive.
Well, yeah,
right?
you think they don't want to be possessive, but what it is they do not want responsibility for their food that they sell.
Oh,
so it's not Ralph's. It's hey, it's not Ralph's.
We're just talking about some Ralphs.
Yeah,
that
and
we know.
John's is John's even worse.
Yeah,
because these are all grocery stores. If you don't know who these grocery stores are, they're just grocery stores with different names. They're all the same.
They're all the same.
Yeah. So you would on the way to school, you'd go to this grocery store, and what would you steal?
One of us would look out.
Okay.
And they did have those little mirrors up at the top, but there were no cameras really. So you would have to be up in the thing, with those two-way mirrors, or people would have to be looking up, or one-way mirrors. The people would have to be looking up. We would steal a lot of stuff. We stole a lot of books and stuff who steals books? But yeah,
I know that's good.
Yeah, I know. That's so nerdy. We stole, but so one would be lookout, and then I would just take my my backpack and open it up and put economy size bags of M&Ms, peanut M&Ms, Skittles.
The economy size, though.
The economy size.
You're thinking about the economy.
Yeah, always thinking about the economy. Starbursts, whatchamacallits. I would sneak those in at the register.
I always forget the name of those things. But they're so good.
They are so good, whatchamacallits.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything that was there, we would steal. I did get caught one time in a smaller place because they saw me and I denied it. I denied it, and they obviously saw me put it into my my pillowcase as I was on my way to a slumber party.
Yeah.
But I would eat that whole thing in one day.
Wow.
One day. So if you look at pictures of me from like 7th grade, it probably looks like pictures of you from the same, just raccoon eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because your body's so fucked up from just crashing and like going like this.
And this is your liver here?
Yep.
Yeah. So that makes sense. So that's well, I know this isn't my liver. This is my liver. But this is my eye.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing how like once you do it, you can absolutely like just eat the entire thing without even realizing. And then you get a sugar, and then you get a stomach ache, and then that stomach ache goes away like 10 minutes later. Then you eat more.
It's hypnotic.
I kept doing it. Yeah.
I would just wake up sometimes like in my mind, just in the refrigerator, just with handfuls of food and be like, what the hell am I doing here? But I would still finish.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't enough shock to be like, oh God, go to bed.
Yeah.
All right, finish up and go to bed.
Finish up
and go to bed already. God.
You know what I recently found out too is that, you know how we were all using agave for a while? Mm-hmm. Agave is basically the same thing. It's this one says light corn syrup, the thing that's on the wall, but there is you can get light corn syrup, still not good for you. Mm-hmm. But agave, you're basically metabolizes it, I think, pretty much the same as
corn syrup.
Those corn syrups.
There was it's so funny. I used that stuff for a little bit. Only I think when we would go to like La Pan or whatever to get like the lattes or whatever. And it was the one that went in there the easiest. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to use as much, and it was like super sweet, but it almost tasted too sweet.
Which one?
The agave.
Oh yeah, the agave.
Because it felt like it tasted sweeter than what like honey would taste like, or like sugar would taste like, but it mixed in there a lot easier. And and then after a while, I was like, no, this doesn't like taste like. It tastes like another type of sweetener that I just not into, and so I just stopped using it.
I convinced myself that it was good for a while, but it really wasn't good.
It's crazy.
Let's see. There's some other things that I looked up that I wanted to bring up. It's they're saying it's hard. It's in juices, it's in sodas. It's like they basically use it as filler, and obviously it's cheaper than juice. It's cheaper than it's cheaper than any kind of sugar. But there were corn lobbyists that were even trying to convince doctors that they shouldn't warn their patients against high fructose corn syrup and the negative health effects.
Do doctors warn anyone about anything?
Yeah, they should. They should be like,
but do they? I've never heard a doctor say, don't eat corn syrup, don't eat this.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
Again, we'll bring up your dermatologist who has
no answers.
Bowls full of candy.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Just like they went to Costco and didn't know what else to buy, so they bought like all the candy and stuck it in there. Then like, oh, come talk to us about your skin issues.
Yeah, and your Keurig.
No one. Yeah, exactly. The Keurig. Like, oh, this is good coffee. It's made from what is it made from? I don't know.
But it's just putting more plastic into the planet and there's sugar in it.
But it's funny because like they don't tell you about that. No one tells you like your diet. No one says
they should though, because Americans consume about 50 grams of high fructose corn syrup every day.
Mm-hmm. But who's going to occupy the hospitals? Who's going to pay all the doctors' bills? Who's going to keep the economy? It's too good for the economy.
Well, they'll pass the savings on to you.
Yeah, people are in the know. That I think that's why like. The super like good stuff, the super like the healthy things and the things that are raw and natural, it costs so much.
Yeah,
because not everybody's supposed to afford them. There's supposed to be a class of people that are supposed to take all of the all of the shitty things to get all the diseases to get the thing, and I'm not. And I know that I'm being too positive right now, but I do not. But I also think humanity has bad problems.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So I don't want to seem like I'm
you don't want to
leaning too far. I'm not a Christmas tree. I'm not leaning. I'm here,
When you have time to lean, you got time to.
Exactly.
It's time to lean.
Time to lean. If you have time to lean, then good for you. You've probably done your chores.
Yeah, you're all done. So let's think. There's a few more things that it is really bad for. A few more. It's like a list. It's like a fucking scroll of things.
Yeah. It's a CVS receipt.
It is a CVS receipt.
We're not sponsored by receipts.
Or yes. Leaky gut syndrome, which we talked about before.
Oh yeah, yes.
It has mercury in it. I found out 570 micrograms of health hazardous mercury per gram.
Corn?
Per gram
in corn.
In corn syrup.
But I mean, that's in corn.
Well,
or
I
that's
guess so.
in corn
Once they
syrup.
distill it down, I don't really know how they make it.
Wow.
But it feeds cancer, by the way, and they've really shown that cancer does feed on sugar. So if you have cancer growing, the sugar just like that's the food for that's the food for cancer.
Well, that's what they use it in like the dyes or whatever that they put it in.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it just lights up.
How many grams do you think is in a can of soda?
Sugar?
Yeah. Sugar.
A can of soda?
Yeah, 1 can.
30, 40?
What do they say? 15 teaspoons of sugar.
15 teaspoons.
I don't know how many grams that is. I think
a tablespoon is 30 grams? No.
I think it's easier just to look at the can to see like
15 mLs. Yeah.
Here, look up and see like how many grams of sugars in a can of Coke.
Okay.
Which we've tried to like get away from the high fructose corn syrup to get the Mexican Coke, but
yeah,
are they really doing that though? They're probably fooling us.
Well, I mean, apparently they're also like
this is such a conspiracy theory.
Putting both. Well, there's like a distinction now, but they're also using it in that Coke as well. They're also introducing corn syrup to other countries as well. So that's you just make money. I mean, it's not even a conspiracy. It's not even like it's just the truth. Like there's companies in the 80s, there was like companies that were seeding hospitals and funding hospitals in like, I think it was 70s or 80s or whatever in China, because they were introducing fast food there. Whoa. And they knew that they were going to get diabetes and all these like diseases come up because they were tracking it all in the US.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. And it just makes them money. That's like,
oh, that's so cruel.
Well, I mean, it's cruel. It sucks, but, there's nothing you can do about it at all. I just don't eat what they give you, and like just be like, hold on 1 second, before you suck it down.
I'm trying to look it up.
Yeah.
Have you been? Okay, yeah. Let's see. Leaky gut syndrome, because it gets into the digestive tract and it damages it.
39 grams of sugar.
Okay. So you know what a gram looks like if you've ever done Coke. So 39 of those are going into your body from 1 can.
Yeah, so it's like this and this. 39 grams.
It's like that, right?
Yeah.
And then like a what do you call it? Like
hold on, it's like this much. I think it's like about.
I wish I had done that.
This much Coke.
By the way, I read that they're going to try to legalize recreational Coke in certain places. Yeah, 39.
Oh my God, 39.
Yeah.
But there's
oh my God, that's a lot.
in Oregon they've decriminalized certain amounts.
That's right.
Of
You
Coke.
were the one that told me, and I think I looked it up afterwards. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It literally punches holes in the lining of your intestines. And then once the holes are there, like we talked about before, the stuff gets through your intestinal walls into your bloodstream. Then your body goes invader, and then it gets
these autoimmune systems and like it's fucking crazy.
And then you have to heal it. You can't just stop. You can stop doing it, but now you not only do you have to stop doing it, but which I'm trying to do is I'm trying to heal it. Which is really not that easy.
Bone broth.
Yeah, I know, bone broth. Ugh. And I take I like it, bone broth.
I think it's something you drink.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice, and it's whatever, it's bone broth. I tried to make the beef bone broth. That was a waste. It was a waste of like $75 to make it like this much broth.
Oh yeah.
The fattiest broth. I think I did it wrong. Maybe. I don't know.
Who knows?
It was a project.
Yeah, maybe that's why it's, so expensive or more expensive for like the really good stuff because there's not.
All they do is just put the fucking bones in there. No,
yeah,
actually,
what the fuck's your problem?
I think I just went and got the bones from the and then I made it
from the boneyard.
Yeah, from the boneyard.
Yeah.
It also triggers inflammation. All of these things, by the way, going to your skin.
Yeah.
Anything that you do on the inside is going to affect how bad you look on the outside.
You know what's crazy though is like you're saying all this stuff and like I'm falling and I understand it and I've heard of it and I understand it, but like you tell people this sounds like a conspiracy.
Right.
This sounds like you've been reading too many internets. Like you've been oh God, like that sounds like this. Oh my God, and then it's easier just to go. Yeah, but I've been doing it this way and I feel fine. But it's like, feel fine like relative to what? Like,
you don't know what fine means.
Right. There's like a certain level you're at and I guess you could, I know I could feel better. Mm-hmm. There's definitely times when I feel good and there's no like basic, or there's no like, there's nothing that I'm basing it off of whatever, or like mirroring it to, or I'm like, oh, this is the reason why. And I can tell the difference. But it just seems like all fucking crazy shit. You're like, oh God, yeah, okay. The government.
That's how it was looked at for a long time. I mean, I think it still kind of is in certain places.
Sure.
But my mom told me about this stuff years ago. We were not, and see, okay, here's what happened. Mom took me off of anything with not only high fructose corn syrup, but also somebody on my story told me I'm pretty. Sorry, I got distracted.
That makes sense.
Yeah. What did I say? Oh, she took away like Frosted Flakes, any soda, Coca-Cola, 7-Up, all the fun stuff that I liked, all of my, Captain Crunch. I was not allowed to eat candy. I was promised that once a year I would get to eat like a whole bunch of candy on like, it wasn't even Halloween. It was something else. And it never came true. So I was restricted so much as a kid that's why I ended up going to Ralph's and stealing candy.
But didn't you also like hide in like the house and like eat?
Yeah, I would eat sugar out of the bag.
Out of the bag, yeah.
Just literally sugar out of the bag, and then I would eat like the Cool Whip out of the container, like right out of the freezer. Anything that I would eat. Sometimes I think you and I were talking about this. I ate pasta that wasn't cooked because it still breaks down, and it's kind of I don't know why. My mouth just told me to do it. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, but for some reason it felt okay to do it.
Yeah, I don't think it's disgusting. I mean, it's
Yeah.
It's just not cooked.
I can't believe there's mercury in it. That's what's crazy.
I don't know. I've never heard of that, and I don't. That's. I mean, I believe it.
It's not an all. Maybe a third popular brand name food and beverage products. It has it's like stuff with mercury in it.
So are they like this is like off-brand or like whatever corn syrup, or is it like GMO corn and then they're using that?
I don't think there's probably. I mean, I think GMO corn is just the way to go, right? Isn't that just what they all do?
I think that. I mean, I guess that's what they all do. Yeah, it's whatever makes more money in the long run, or whatever is like continual supply. I guess.
Right.
I'm not
really
is. Sure.
Yeah, and I don't think they have to tell you. They don't have to tell you. No. I know they don't have to tell you. So not only are you're fucking up your body with the high fructose corn, you're also
no GMO
affecting your DNA with probably with the GMO shit.
Mm-hmm.
I know this all sounds so conspiracy theory, but it's just that's just the sad truth.
Yeah, I mean it is, but it's like it's just so pervasive that almost people are like, like, well, there's no way they could do that, like why would they put that in the thing? What? I don't know.
I know I get surprised every year by like what I find out people can actually let go by, or even devise in like come up with a plan like. We're just going to put this in there and see what happens to the people. We'll just put this in there. I don't want to get into like, what do you call those things?
What's up?
So you don't get sick.
Placebos?
No, the vaccines. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
But there's been stuff. This is getting really like out of hand with the.
Well, it's getting out of hand because you said that just now.
I know,
but it wasn't.
It wasn't. Okay,
it wasn't getting out of hand until you say it's getting out of hand.
I don't want to turn people off, but they did the whole thing where they like put something into like a vaccine.
They turn themselves off.
That's true, and they have to turn it on first to get it to turn off. So,
yeah.
But yeah, and then they like look to see what effects it had on people. And they would put something in. I don't know if it was in the vaccine or if it was in the treatment that they told them that they had. Oh, it was for gonorrhea, right? So it was a whole bunch of, I know, gonorrhea.
We're not sponsored by gonorrhea.
No, we're not sponsored by gonorrhea. But yeah, so they would tell the people like, they told them they called it bad blood. So you have bad blood. So we're going to give you this thing, and they would give them nothing and just see what would happen.
Okay.
So maybe they weren't putting something in; they weren't even treating it, just to see what would happen to these poor people.
To see if their brain would accept it, and then just
like I guess what are the symptoms? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm missing the last part of it, but I know that I know it was bad.
That makes sense to me.
What else do I got up there? I sent. Okay, so if you don't know, Mark, our producer, so generously puts anything that I look up and puts it on a screen for me. And I sent him like 23 pages of stuff today. So that's why I have to keep going through, because there's so much about it that people should know. We
can do a 6-parter of this. We don't have to like.
I don't know if I'd. Yeah, no. Let's see, agave. Yeah, we're still talking about agave. Nah, we don't need I think we covered agave. It is sweeter.
Yeah.
Okay, so things you can have that are better, alternatives. Okay, so raw honey is really good. Raw honey is like raw honey is life. You can't, in honey that hasn't been processed, I don't even know if you can, even if it has been processed. It can't go bad because it kills bacteria, and because it oxygenates things, and no bacteria can live in the oxygenated environment. So honey will never go bad. You'll never see mold on honey.
Oh, wow. What about like maple syrup?
That's a good question.
Is that kind of only thing is like like honey is, you can use like a sweetener as well. I've done that before, like in coffee or whatever. Maple syrup I would use in coffee. I'm just curious as far as like if that's the same thing because it's super natural.
It's like Superman, like a superhero.
Yeah,
Supernatural.
Yeah, exactly. Not supernatural because that's just like that's a huge mama's person.
It's also honey is actually kind of.
Thank you. Sorry, talking to me.
It's good for you. Yeah, it was. It's got enzymes in it. It's got antioxidants.
You use it as a face mask sometimes.
Yeah, it's really good on your face. It helps to hydrate and tone your skin. It's got minerals. It helps to mineralize your skin. It's got vitamins. Yeah, it's amazing. And it puts healthy bacteria in your digestive tract. I mean, I wouldn't just do like a solid diet of honey to try to like repair your gut.
Yeah.
Because it is sugar. It's still going to cause your blood sugar to go up and down, but not as fast.
Okay.
And then, I use probably 14 gallons of stevia a day, and I know it can't be good. Stevia tastes like ass, Mark says. I don't find it to I cover the taste.
I do not like
you
the
don't
taste
like
of
it.
stevia.
I know.
It's instinctionally. Yeah. So your bottle of stevia, I grab it, and sometimes it's wet, and like my instinct is if it's like something like that, unless it's like paint, I'll just go like that. And I did it again last night for the second time, and I went, and as I put my mouth, I'm like, "Don't do this, dude. You know it's gonna." I'm like literally saying that to myself. Don't do this, dude. And I went, "Oh my god!" And it's a sweetness that doesn't leave, and it's an aftertaste. I guess that's why you don't have to put that much in it. You have to put just like a little bit, right? It's very concentrated. You're supposed to
use like a little bit, and then I tend to get immune to it. So I mean, I put like 4 droppers full in my smoothie every morning. I know, but
it's a lot of it's a lot. It's a big smoothie, but
yeah, it is a big smoothie.
Yeah,
and all the fruits I use are low glycemic, so I try to No,
that makes sense. See, the only one I don't mind is, and you probably get to this, maybe you will, but the xylitol. That one I don't mind. That one doesn't have as much of an aftertaste.
And it's good in your gum too because it's good for your teeth. Xylitol. Yeah, didn't we bake with some xylitol?
There was some xylitol crystals or whatever. Like it's.
Oh yeah,
they're bigger than it's cut. I guess it's bigger than sugar granules, but
I think it's like you use like 2/3 to 1/3 or vice versa
because it's sweeter.
Is it sweeter?
It's sweeter, and again, that does.
What's that?
Xylitol kills dog.
Kills dog. Yes,
that's why. That's why I don't. That's why I tell you to never leave the gum pieces around the cats.
Yes, because the gum I chew has xylitol in it.
Yeah. So, even that is not as like sweet as. I mean, it's a different sweetness than sugar.
Yeah.
But I don't mind that one so much. Yeah, so I just want to tell you how much I hate stevia.
No, I know, I love it. I'm so glad it exists. I know, and Mark's given me a thumbs up on the hatred for stevia.
I'm not a fan.
I know. You can also use things like, obviously people use bananas and things like that. Dates are a good sweetener. There's another one that I was using, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Is it on there? Let's see. Coconut sugar. Yeah, I think I've
balsamic glaze. That is, yeah.
You don't sweeten. Well, I guess you would sweeten your food with balsamic glaze.
I guess you could, yeah.
I
like that stuff.
Brown rice syrup. I haven't tried that one.
One time I got upset because I thought this jar was balsamic glaze and it was Nutella. And then the same thing happened again where I thought it was Nutella and it was balsamic glaze. So both things annoyed me.
Are you telling me the truth right now? I can't tell. Okay, because I don't always know with you.
Yeah. I don't know either. Usually after I'm done talking, I'll figure it
out. I'll think of the other one if I can. What else are there any other alternatives to this?
I don't know.
Is that it?
I'm trying to think of what else I used for sweetening stuff, but there's really I don't know.
We'll see and the reason why I brought this all up, obviously, is because it does affect your skin, which I have to bring it around to that because it causes oxidative damages to your collagen, right? It helps to break down the collagen. It helps to break down the collagen in your skin. And so obviously going to make more wrinkles. And it does something called cross-linking. And so I don't really 100% know. I think I have maybe something that I pulled off the internet about cross-linking, but it does make your skin it doesn't pull the right way, and it does create more wrinkles, and it breaks it down, and it's not good. Yeah. Let's see what else. Fructose. You got the end. Okay. I mean, that's pretty much it. I tried to end on what the alternatives were. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's good. There's just so much on this that it's really kind of just know it's there and steer clear. That's kind of the way I almost look at it. It's anything because you never know what's in it, and if it's on your skin, it still gets absorbed through it. So it's all on there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, ketchup. Ketchup is like, I think we might have talked about this
we did
last week.
I think with Quincy maybe.
But it's amazing how like it's just in that where you're
like, fuck, I just wanted a hamburger.
Yeah, and it does taste different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I was going to ask you about this.
Yeah.
Sorbitol.
Oh, sorbitol.
What is sorbitol?
And what's the other one?
There's no sorbitol, sucralose.
Sucralose is I forget the brand name of it.
Equal or sweet and low?
Aspartame. Don't ever use aspartame. It creates formaldehyde in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even chew the gum. You have to look it up.
I don't like the way the gum tastes of it.
It's really bad for you. Yeah. And people who have ingested tons and tons of it, like in their drinks and stuff like that, have been known to like get I'm trying to think of like sort of nerve things. Like this is why I'm not a doctor, but anyways,
I've never been to one. So
yeah. Anyways, it's not good for your brain, and
yeah,
it does. It does some pretty bad stuff with the and it says, is there a cancer risk to it? I'm not sure. But they put it in everything because you need this much.
It's like
aspartame.
lab rats, right? Isn't it something like in lab rats where that's what they would give all that stuff to?
Yeah, for sure. They always try it in the lab. Wait,
sucralose. There was also another one. Sorbitol. No. There's one that were like it.
What's the one with Michael Scott puts in his scotch?
Splenda. Splenda.
Okay, so that's sucralose. No, wait, that's what's the other one that you just said?
Sorbitol.
No. One of them gives me
malathion. No, I think that's like a.
Splenda is what's the name of it?
Dextrose.
Dextrose. No, there's sucralose.
Sucralose. Yes.
So sucralose makes me have diarrhea.
Okay. Yep. Same here. Yeah. I've had diarrhea from the souk.
Yeah, I was eating these bars.
Mm-hmm.
This is when I was like between boyfriends, right? Mm-hmm. Trying to be skinny. So I was eating these protein bars all the time, right? Like how you were saying, like you get into this like rhythm of eating shitty stuff for your body because you're losing weight. So it's like you can keep, you can sustain your weight. So who cares what you're eating? But I was eating these protein bars, and then I don't know, like maybe 3 weeks in, I was looking so good, and then I just started having like white diarrhea, and it wouldn't stop. And I was kind of getting scared. I didn't have medical insurance. And then I was like, well, I can't even eat anything because I feel so sick to my stomach. So I guess all I can eat is these bars. So I just kept eating the bars.
Okay. Yeah.
The protein bars.
And then you were just shitting.
And then I just, eventually just found out that it was.
Were you feeling any?
I felt terrible. My skin was gray. Okay, I looked terrible.
But you were losing weight, so you're like, I'll still do this?
Yes.
It's amazing how we do. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I've been there. It's like I did that. Well, so I would drink Diet Mountain Dew and eat trail mix, and I was losing weight.
Yeah.
But I wasn't feeling good.
Yeah.
Because the Diet Mountain Dew, also, it just tastes gross.
It's just chemicals.
It's just all chemicals.
Pure chemicals.
So I've noticed that, like on this stuff where it says like no sugar added.
Yeah.
Or there'll be like, it's chewable vitamin D's I have. It says no sugar added. I've seen it on, ketchup before, like on Heinz. Like we're not sponsored by ketchup, by the way.
I think we already.
But Heinz, it's fine. But there's like no sugar added on it. But what they do is they just put sorbitol.
That's right.
So they change it from no sugar added. Just means they put something else in it. It doesn't mean that there's nothing.
Yeah, you got to look out for that.
Yeah, because they're literally not adding sugar. So there's another sweetener in there, and there's sorbitol. And I don't know. It just sounds like a name that sorbitol. I don't know. Like I'm good.
It sounds like a chemical.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you see no sugar added on there, immediately turn the thing around and look at the ingredients, because they're usually trying to fuck with you. They're trying to trick you into eating whatever it is.
Yeah,
it's a type of a carbohydrate.
Sugar, alcohol.
It naturally occurs, which is why people thought it was okay.
Yeah,
but for some reason, and it does metabolize slowly, but it does also give you some stomach problems.
Can you click that? What does it do to the body? Sometimes these things are interesting.
Yeah.
Can cause gastrointestinal symptoms, gas, urgency.
Urgent. Yeah.
It's like, that's my favorite Foreigner song.
Yeah, urgent.
Because it's talking about diarrhea.
Emergency. Urgent.
Abdominal cramps. Yeah, it's all that stuff I've had from,
from eating like diet shit, right?
From like diet. Oh yeah, all the diet stuff is the worst because they're like, it's less calories, but then they pump up. That's what they would do before. It was like it was less calories or no fat, and then it would increase the sugar, and then they flipped it from sugar. Oh, there's no sugar added,
yes.
So then they add the other like artificial stuff. Because when I think of like healthy, I think of a guy in a lab coat making stuff.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're. Wait, there was something else on here I wanted to say. Let's see. I don't. Maybe it's not.
What,
on there.
that sorbitol?
Oh God, there was another one that you're not supposed to have. Oh, saccharin.
Saccharin.
We found out that causes cancer in lab rats. But
that's what the one. Okay, yes.
I would have saccharin over aspartame every time, every day of the week.
Yeah.
And it's not good for you, but aspartame is the devil. It's so bad for you. And it's in everything.
Wow. I don't understand why.
Because you take this much aspartame to like this much sugar. And so it lasts longer. And when you put it in gum, you call it the fentanyl of sugar? It is the fentanyl of sugar, Mark. That was genius.
Yeah.
It is the fentanyl of sugar. And he just dusted his shoulder
made in
up.
Mexico.
Maybe what?
It's made in Mexico. That's what fentanyl is made. Mexico.
Is it?
The shitty one.
Oh.
Because it's not made correctly, so they make their own. They make their own
like
synthetic drug.
Yeah, exactly. How synthetic can you get?
I know. It's like Breaking Bad wouldn't have stood for this.
He would have been good. It would have been good quality.
Mr. Yeah. Breaking Bad is a guy. Mr. Breaking Bad.
You know what I meant.
No, totally. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I guess it's because it's small quantities. They're just like, or it's like it's negligible considering how many people have it, so how many people get sick, and then. Yeah. There's also like it also feels like everything is pretty much right now. Because like this is just something with like cell phones. Like these cell phones are great. In like 50 years, if we develop issues because of them, it's not going to be like, see, it's going to be like, oh, okay.
Well, they're going to be like, we kind of told you, but we didn't really like put that much pressure on you to stop doing it. So.
Yeah. There's buffers on so much stuff. Like you can only be sued so much, and people that make it still get their money or whatever. And again, it's not like, I'm not trying to get make it sound like anything that's like conspiracy or whatever the fuck, because I don't want to paint it with that brush. Because you turn your head, you're like, eh. But there is like a certain level of like, realness to all this stuff. Like you want to cut corners, you want to make stuff. That's why buffet food tastes shittier. No one's like the best buffet is at a buffet because they call it buffood because you're a buffoon.
It's not even food; it's buffood.
It's buffood. I know that guy. Yeah, buffood. Yeah, buffood after. Yeah.
What a buffood.
Buffoon after.
Yeah, it's very true. It's all about making more dollars and getting your stocks to go up.
Yeah, artificial sweeteners, increasing money for the stockholders, and sex. That's all life is.
That's true.
Those three things.
Well, you do the one for the other. I think it comes back to sex.
Oh yeah, I have sex only for the investors. I want the investor value to go up. The valuation really gets me off.
I don't want to talk about your Bitcoin.
No, don't talk about my Bitcoin.
Okay.
It's By the way, did you Doge today?
Did I do Doge?
Doge? Disposable Doge coin?
Oh, yeah.
Pussy.
That's not good for you. Yes.
It's a reference I made to like douching and stuff like that.
No, I got it. I totally got it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I want to make sure you knew.
I did.
We're not sponsored by Pussy, are we?
No.
Can we say that?
Or douche.
Okay. Or douche. Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. I can't think of, there is one more that I'm not thinking of that is actually okay. You can taste it sometimes in some of the stuff that you put it in. I think it was, what's the kind, remember we bought that syrup? And it was...
monk fruit.
Monk fruit. Okay, monk fruit.
They have rerun. All the episodes are on Peacock right now if you want to watch.
Exactly. And you only need a little bit of it.
Yeah. And I like that stuff.
It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. What are you showing me here? You got Stevia, Sweet and Low, Splenda. Yeah, I mean, this is all the same.
Yeah.
Stevia, honey in the raw, or sugar in the raw. Sugar in the raw. Oh, that's monk fruit in the raw. That's even, so it's probably less likely to break down faster in your body. But monk fruit is actually is good in terms of your blood sugar. It's very, very good. And there's Lakanto is the brand we're not sponsored by, but we use a lot of their stuff to like bake with sometimes.
They have like a full, I'm sure that place is too, but this is like a full like lineup of like, all different like bakes or whatever, like cornbread one. There was like a pumpkin. There's
like blueberry muffins. Like, we did like a lemon meringue bars or something like that.
And then they have their, lemon, the lemon, like lemon bars. They were really
lemon
good.
Bars, yeah. Those were so good.
Yeah, it was really good.
But you got to be careful because that the fake sugar, the monk fruit goes a long way.
It goes. Oh yeah, you don't have to have very much of it. Yeah,
it's very easily. It can very easily get too sweet. Can we just regular sugar? It's better. It's better to eat regular sugar than to eat any of that shit. Honestly, I would say, if I had a kid and it was a choice between all of those chemicals.
Yeah.
Well, maybe monk fruit or something like that. I'd be like, okay, but if all the other stuff though.
Yeah.
I would say just have sugar.
Yeah.
At least we know what it is. Basically we know how they make it.
Yeah.
They
It's
know what it does to your
natural.
body.
People still get murdered over sugar canes and sugar and stuff like that.
Oh,
so you know it's good.
The only problem is that it's refined, and anything that's refined takes out the need for your body to break it down. And so that it doesn't slow down. So like refined white flour is the same way.
Okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Because it's too easily ready, too readily available to like just immediately break down. That's why white flour is really bad on your teeth. Like you eat cookies or whatever, crackers, and then that immediately turns
crystal
to
meth
sugar.
has a lot of white flour.
It does.
Terrible for your teeth.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of mountain. Actually, I watched a show. I watched the thing on sugar, and there was like these kids that like drank sugar, and they had Mountain Dew their whole lives, and their teeth, they were gone.
Yeah.
They were like, because just by drinking, sugar all your time. So wait, there's something I wanted to ask you about. What were we just saying?
Sugar. Just eat regular sugar.
Eat regular
refined
sugar,
refined flour. Your teeth.
Oh yeah. So I almost feel like it makes sense when like instead of having the fruit juice, like having it with the actual fruit itself with the fiber in it.
Yes.
That takes your body longer to break down.
It does.
And then you also get the fiber from that so that you can poop it out.
We're not meant to drink this much juice from a fruit. How many fucking oranges do you have to squeeze to get that much juice?
Yeah, I don't like orange juice, or I used to, as a kid, I would drink all of them. I don't drink any juices now.
Yeah.
I like when you put like the cherries and like the blueberries and like make your own smoothie. That's really good.
Yeah. Or even I'll take cherry juice and add water to it, sometimes.
Yeah, you don't need to have the whole thing.
You don't have to have it solid like that. Yeah, we're not. I don't think we're meant. I mean, originally they remember like the juice glasses were like this big, but
all the glasses and everything in like the Columbo episodes, all like these old episodes of whatever. They're like, give me a coffee, and it's like this big.
Oh my God!
Or like, give me a soda, and it's this big. And now it's just like people, people have backpacks with like straws that go into their mouths.
Yeah, Coke. Yeah,
but portions are bigger.
The portions are way
our stomachs
bigger.
Our stomachs have gotten 53 times larger than people from the 70s.
53 times larger. Is that?
That's just off the top of my facts.
Okay.
I had a fax machine. It was on top of it. But yeah.
Oh man.
This is pretty saccharine, if you ask me.
Oh my.
Oh shit.
So let's see. I think we've covered them all, really. But it's just so sad. That you can't just put some nice stuff in your mouth that you like to eat and not think about it. But just if you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to
have nothing.
Yeah,
bake your own sweets.
Bake your own sweets.
Make your own shit. There's YouTube. You can watch a video on YouTube on how to watch a video on YouTube. And they fucking have everything on there, and you can bake your own stuff. And it also keeps me from going outside. Like I don't go to Starbucks as much.
From going outside.
From going outside, yeah.
Keeps me from walking.
Yeah. Yeah. My front door is covered in sorbitol.
And mail.
Yeah. Yeah. Splack.
You never left?
I never left my place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I know. And and then people would be like, oh, that's a treat. Let's go to Starbucks for a little treat.
Mm-hmm.
But
you've never had a $6 terrible sandwich? Oh my God, you got to try their scones. But,
you got to have that.
But coat your throat in oil first.
You have to have one of those weird cooked eggs.
Yeah.
Makes your car smell like farts.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I have a venti egg, please? And then it's not even real.
It's not. It can't be real.
Yeah.
It looks not real.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think we got it. So yeah, it affects your skin. I can see already. I would like to maybe see. We're at episode 50, by the way. Mark,
nice.
Episode 50.
It's pretty cool.
Isn't that cool?
Mark just farted.
He farted. Okay.
Yeah.
In celebratory farts.
You gotta do it.
Yeah. But
that's pretty dope. Nice. Congratulations.
So let's see. Like, what's to you too?
Yeah. Well.
That's true. Wow. I love that you had that information on the ready. He goes, he's only been here for 48.
Thank you. Well, congratulations for 48. Thank you.
Yeah. Mark, you can be on a mic, by the way, if this ever happens again.
No, you can't.
No. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
And I'm thinking,
and everybody carry your own ketchup.
Yeah, carry your own ketchup.
Carry your own ketchup.
Well, whatever. I make my own Gatorade.
Yeah.
It is.
That's true.
It's like a stevia sweetened drink, and then I throw some salt in it.
Yeah.
Pink Celtic salt.
I like it.
I want to see like in 50 more episodes when you stop eating, when you've eaten less sugar.
Yeah.
And you're cutting back on whatever. We'll see. We'll compare. We'll do a little before and after.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, maybe even like in 30 episodes, because 50 episodes is going to be a year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. We could do like, put the first 50 episodes against each other and put the 50 other and have them running at the exact same time so we can see the difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just got so lost.
I don't know, but it made sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, we'll meld it like the Michael Jackson videos.
Yes.
You know, where they turn the faces into other faces.
Oh, they turn their faces. I picture all their faces too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's creepy. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Make a comment. You know, if you don't agree with us, comment. If you agree with me, comment. If you like the way my hair looks today, comment. If you hate
don't,
it,
keep it yourself.
Yeah. It's perfect. Yeah. All right. See you next time. Bye.